Welcome to VR Enter Physics channel. If you like the video, like it, share it and subscribe my channel for next upcoming videos. Today we are going to discussing topic about refractive index value for a prism by using Snell's law. Hi, today we are going to discussing the topic about refractive index for a prism. In our previous session already we discussed about the refraction. So what is the definition of refraction? Bending of light from one medium to another medium when light is traveling. So here it will be considered two mediums, that is either air glass or air water or water glass, any else two mediums will be there. So here we are observing here a prism. We have to find the refractive index value for the prism. So here in the prism what you are observing here, A, B, C points is there. So prism looks like as a triangle. So here in the triangle A, B, C both three are the 3 points for the prisms. And here consider a ray of light is traveling from the left side of the prism and it will be falls on the prism at one side, at the side of the AB. And when it will be touch at the point of P, at that what happen, it will be refracted. Why? Because the beam is travel in the air and it touch at the surface of the prism at the point Q. So in the way of PQ it will be touch on the Q and it will be refracted, and in the straight line it will be forms, and at the point R it will be bends. It means it will be once again refracted. So it will be follows in the way of RS. So here PQ is the incident ray and here QR is the straight line which is travelled in the prism, and RS is the once again it will be refracted ray. So this is about the prism. Here once observe the diagram once. So in the PQ it is the incidence. So it is the angle of incidence I1, and here this is the angle of incidence I2 at the point of R. So now I am considering 2 points PQ and RS alongs to the back side. It will be intersects at point 1. Here that point is called as a minimum deviation. That point is called as a minimum deviation D. And at the same time N1, N2, two lines are there. These two lines will be intersects at the point T. So here this is the ray diagram, or this is the diagram for the prism. Here now what we have to find out the value mu. Mu means by the Snell's law, mu is called sin I by sin R. Already we discussed about that one. So here we have to discuss two values about the I, R and R. When you find the values of I and R, substituting by these values in the Snell's formula, it's easy to find the refractive index. So for this I am taking the diagram. Here once observe Q, R, T. One triangle is there you are observing. Once observe this is the angle of incidence I1 and this is the refraction. So I am taking the R1, and here this is the second refraction. So I am taking the R2, and this is the angle of incidence second one I2. So here the total value is I1 at the outside. In the inside also it will be always equal to the I1, but some part is equal to the R1. Then what happens? Remaining part I1 minus R1. At the same time here it is the I2 and the near part is R2. So here the remaining part will be gets we will I2 minus R2. So here first of all I am taking two triangles and one quadrilateral. So from these three I will find the values of I and R. So first of all I am taking the triangle Q, R, T, or the Q, T, R. So from this triangle, so first triangle what I am taking? Q, T, R. So the sum of the three angles it is equal to the 180 degrees. So here at the Q what is the angle? R1. At the R what is the angle? R2. At the T we don't know, that's why I am directly writing the angle T. So here at the point Q it is the R1. At the point R it is equal to the R2. At the angle T we don't know, that's why I am writing directly T. So this it is equal to the 180 degrees. Why? Because the sum of the three angles is equal to the 180 degrees. So that's why R1 plus R2 plus angle T is equal to the 180 degrees. I am taking the first equation. And here I am taking the AQTR quadrupole. So AQTR. So from this quadrupole, here we know opposite angles, the sum of the opposite angles is equal to the 180 degrees. So angle A, angle T, it is equal to the 180 degrees. So sum of, it means angle A plus angle T, it is equal to the 180 degrees. So from this equation, what I am writing, angle T is equal to 180 degrees minus angle A. I am taking the angle A to the right side. So here we are getting the second equation. Now I am substituting the second equation in the first. Why? Because angle T is equal to the 180 minus angle A. So when you are substituting the first equation, R1 plus R2 plus 180 minus angle A, it is equal to the 180. Why? Because observe R1, R1, R2, R2. But angle T is equal to the 180 minus angle A. I am writing this one is equal to 180. 180, 180 will be cancelled. So here we will get R1 plus R2 is equal to angle A. Why? Because minus angle A is there. It comes to the right side plus. So taking as a third equation. This is the third equation. And I taken already one triangle, one quadrupole. Now I am taking another triangle. Here Q, take any one O. QOR. Triangle QOR. QOR. So here what happens from this equation? At the Q point upper side, in the downside it is the angle R1. But at the upper side, what is the angle? I1 minus R1. So at the point I1 minus R1 plus at the R point, the angle is I2 minus R2 plus, here once observe at the point O, it is a straight line. Some angle is equal to the deviation D. So remaining will comes to the 180 minus D. Why? Because at the straight line, on the straight line at any point, the angle is 180 degrees. So here some part is D. So remaining part will be comes to the 180 minus D. So here it is equal to the 180 minus angle D. It is equal to the 180 degrees. Why? Because the sum of the three angles is equal to the 180 degrees. In the same way 180, 180 will be cancelled. Now take I1 plus I2 minus, when you are taking the common, R1, R2 is there. It comes to the bracket. R1 plus R2 minus D I am taking as a right side minus D. So taking as a fourth equation. But here from the third equation, what you are observing, R1 plus R2 is equal to angle A. So here what we will be get, I1 minus I2, in the bracket I am substituting third equation in the fourth, we will get the angle D. So what happens, I1 plus I2 is equal to angle A plus angle D. So this is the fifth equation. So now I got the sum of two incident rays value and sum of two refracted rays value in the third equation, in the fifth equation. So here from the Snell's law, what we are observing, mu is equal to sin I by sin R. So here if you know the value of I, if you know the value of R, by substituting these two values we will get the final value of the refractive index. So for this equation you have to observe one graph. On the x-axis here I am taking as a I values, incidence values, and deviation values on the y-axis. We will get the graph like this. So it means when the angle of incident values when increased, automatically the deviation value will be decreases. And here when it will be reached one point, it will be gets the lowest value. and at that point what happens, angle of incidence values will be increases, angle of deviation will be increases. So at the first, when I value is increases, then D is decreases, and after reaching one point what happens, it will be when I is increasing then D also increasing. So here at this point what happens, this point is called as a minimum deviation value, minimum deviation. So here I1 is equal to the I2 is equal to the I, and R1 is equal to the R2 is equal to the R. So substituting these two values in the third equation and in the fifth equation. So here what I am getting, so in the third equation R1 means R plus R2 means R, it is equal to the angle A. So what we will be get, 2R is equal to angle A. So is called R is called angle A by 2. So taking as a sixth equation. So I am substituting the R values in the third equation. I am getting the sixth. And next fifth equation there. I1 is called I plus I2 is called I. It is equal to the A plus capital D. So it means I plus I means 2I. It is equal to the angle A plus angle D. So what we will be get, I is equal to angle A plus angle D by 2. So it is the seventh equation. So it means we are getting the sixth equation, seventh equation, I, R values. Already we know about the Snell's formula. What is the Snell's formula? Mu is equal to sin I by sin R. So sin I means A plus D by 2. So A plus D by 2 by sin R means A by 2. So here it is equal to the mu. So this is the final equation for the refractive index for a prism. So mu is equal to sin A plus D by 2 by sin A by 2. So here what is the A? What is the D? So A means angle of incidence, D means minimum deviation of the prism. So this is about the refractive index formula. Mu is equal to sin A plus D by 2 by sin A by 2. Thank you for watching my video. If you like the video, like it, share it and subscribe my channel for next upcoming videos.